Good morning students. Today before we start Aristotle's views on tragedy, we discuss what is meant by tragedy in short. After that we will discuss the Aristotle's views on tragedy, constituents or the points. So before we begin with this, because our topic is Aristotle's views on tragedy and his views, how many are, that we will discuss after the lecture on tragedy. First, in the earlier two lectures we have discussed the syllabus of your paper 10 and little bit information about Aristotle, the great scholar, Greek scholar, and literary criticism means what. And today we will discuss about the tragedy, because when we think about views on tragedy, means tragedy is important into that aspect or text. So today in short we will discuss little bit about tragedy, and after that Aristotle's views on tragedy is 6 part in one lecture. Then in the next lecture we will discuss all the 6 part one by one, right. So dear students, you might have heard about tragedy. In our regular use also we often use the word tragedy. काय ट्रॅजेडी त्यांची झाली, त्यांच्यासोबत फार वाईट झालं, त्यांची फार ट्रॅजेडी झाली. ट्रॅजेडी मीन्स in short something wrong happened with the good character. Rough meaning, something wrong happened or happenings, right. Means we are talking the meaning of tragedy in our regular social point of view. Something wrong happening. With whom? That is a great question. Because if something bad happened, wrong happened with bad people, we can't say it is a tragedy. We say he deserves that. एका वाईट माणसासोबत वाईट झालं तर आपण म्हणतो की ते व्हायलाच पाहिजे, परंतु ट्रॅजेडी म्हणतो का नाही. सो ट्रॅजेडी मीन्स समथिंग रॉंग हॅपन, बॅड हॅपन विथ दी good people. Good people means he is a good one, he is a moral one, he is a spiritual one, social, committed to humanity, preservation of nature, and also who preaches the ideal philosophy of religion and so on. So something wrong happened with the good people, then we call it tragedy. This is a social in general meaning of the term tragedy, right. So first of all we will just discuss, because in our previous lectures also we have discussed about, yes, in the last year we have discussed about tragedy while learning Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. Still I will repeat it for your, we can say, revision. Play is divided into tragedy and again we say comedy. But comedy is not a part of our study now, but once we begin Aristotle's views on tragedy's first point, that is origin of the tragedy, then we will discuss about comedy in detail. How comedy is a matter of satire, what it serves, what it exposes, that we will study in origin of the tragedy. Before that, dividing in tragedy and comedy, the play, again we also call it the tragic comedic, means little part is tragic but ending is happy one, right. So, from the earliest times, drama has divided into two kinds, one is the comedy and the other is the tragedy. The tragedy deals with the dark side of life, dark side of life, and while you just remember the comedy with the light side, happy side, and ending with the happy ending. So, dark side of life of the character whom we call the protagonist of the story, means the tragedy, or we can simply say the main character around whom all the plot, happenings, content, actions involves, right. So, it talks about the character, main protagonist, or the tragic hero's dark side of life. One. Secondly, since the beginning, we see that even today in this COVID-19 time, number of common people, lower class of society's people died, but it doesn't become a matter of news, gossip of people. But when you think about the suicide of who's Sushant Singh, then everywhere the discussion of his suicide. So, tragedy since the beginning also talks about the life of the rich people. Rich people means, for example, kings, princess, prince, queens, and their household. And their household. Means these are the people, king, prince, queens, duchess, duke, means the royal background people are only the content, issues, matter are one thing. And it deals with the fate of such character, means the fate of the characters who are from high birth and station. High birth, or we can say from the high station, or we can say from the royal aristocratic family. And the fate, like us, the common people, never become the matter, content, episode, or plot of the tragedy. So, tragedy has given more space to the fate of high class, high birth characters only, right? And after that, the tragedy focuses, the tragedy means the life of these high class people who or how they have lost their royalship and they fall down on the ground. How their glorious life they have kept aside and living a very poor life, and how the happy life become so much tragic and they in that long last battle lost everything. So, according to the great scholars like Aristotle and also the first ever written Greek tragedy like Garboduc, the writers like Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton had simply say tragedy purified the feelings. What it does? Tragedy purified the feelings, not only the characters but also the readers, spectators, audience, and also raised the audience morally and spiritually, and raised the audience morally and spiritually. Here just you focus on these issues which are very important here, because according to the great scholars, classical writers and so on, tragedy is superior form of literature. Tragedy is very, very superior than comedy, superior than the epic, superior than the poetry. Its mother and sister form, and also prose. Why? Because it teaches us, means to the universe, what is good and what is bad first. Means it teaches the difference between good and bad, and finally how it teaches how good rewards and how bad punishes, or what remains by the end with the man, that is his goodness. Means good character, his deeds, his work, his involvement in the society and his actions remains forever and forever. One. Secondly, he says tragedy means when the audience, readers and spectators read that plot, read that story, watch that story on the stage, at that time they come to know that it purifies one's feelings, means it gives you the world knowledge, philosophy and the reality. So, it purifies the feelings, mind and also the brain, and also it raised the audience. What it raises or what it gives? It develops the audience morality and spirituality. Means moral and spiritual man awakens in one's heart when we or one go through the tragedy. And it also beside the same or beside this, the tragedy allows the audience, readers usually it conveys moral thought, it conveys what I said you morally, and also it moral develops, spiritual develops, and stated at the end the play by one of the character, because what is good, what is bad, what is moral, what is spiritual, that is very well conveyed mostly to the society through the assembled gathering, that moral and spiritual is everlasting, and while such evil and bad is a temporary one. And it also teaches us wrong does not triumph. Wrong does not triumph, and sometimes good comes out of evil, and sometimes good comes out of evil. Means these things, according to the great scholars, never win or triumph. And further, when we think about the well-known tragedies of the classical times and also the Renaissance times of William Shakespeare, you will come to know the references of the great high born prince like Hamlet, who was a prince of Denmark. Then you take the example of King Lear. Then take the example of Othello. Even you can also take the example of Romeo and Juliet. Means, in short, these are some tragedies by Shakespeare, which taught just what we have seen, the moral, world philosophy, universality, religion, spirituality, and so on. Means the life of the great people like Hamlet, King Lear, Othello, Romeo and Juliet, and also the tragedy by Kid Thomas, the Spanish tragedy. Means all that tragedies waged from the 18th century time and to the earlier times mostly focus on the fall of the, we can simply say, high birth people. Means though they may be king, prince, queens, duchess, duke, and so on. So Hamlet, who has lost his life, kingdom, and a royalship, also being a good man, civilized one, ideal one, morally one, lost everything. So when he lost his life, at that time, the audience, readers, spectators came to know that the something happened wrong with him, which don't have to happen. Even in the case of King Lear, who has done only a mistake, being a king, he has just divided his wealth into 3 daughters respectively, and finally what happens? No daughter, means instead dividing his wealth into 3 daughters, he has divided into 2, and the 2 daughters has expelled him from the kingdom, royalship and their households. And so, the royal king once who was on the throne, now we see on the road. It means that, in short, the tragedy is like that, means high birth people have to live the beggarly life. It means the tragedy of these good characters due to one or other mistakes, not with the others, but with their family members. Even take the example of Othello, also lost his life, and also the life of Desdemona due to a single doubt. So, take the example of Romeo and Juliet also. After their death, people have built the tombs with the identity, but the royal Romeo and Juliet couldn't unite, couldn't live while they were living, but people after their death have united them forever into their, we can say, the tomb sign like that. So, to take the example of Spanish tragedy, the title itself suggests that the tragedy of the people due to the mistakes of the royal people. So, in short, tragedy deals with the good character, tragedy highlight the high birth people like kings, queens, prince, duke, duchess. Thirdly, it raised the issue of morality and spirituality. Fourthly, it purifies the minds of the audience. And finally, it is about the good people who finally meet to the bad end. Thank you very much.